Hello, this is Ducky, and welcome to another video. Today, we're going to be doing our review for The Walking Dead, issue 160. Now, I'm sorry that this review will be going up very late, because I didn't get the comic until pretty late, and I also didn't do the review till pretty late, even though I got the comic. I got it one day later after it came out, and I still don't have the variant, but I do have the regular copy, which is Carl and Lydia on the front, and it is terrible lighting for some reason. This light is so terrible right now. So let's see if we can move you up here maybe. Yeah, that works better. So, yeah, we got issue 160, The Whisper War, part 4 of 6. And it's almost over, The Whisper War. And, yeah, this issue was awesome. I love this issue. It was so cool. And it's just so cool since I'm writing my own book. And, yes, there will be a video coming out very soon about my book. But I got to find a new place to post it on, instead of this app that I found, because I tried it, posting it on the app, and it ended up copy and pasting, and for some reason all of the apostrophes went away when I pasted it in, and then I accidentally published it, and it's on there, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I need to release it and make a video about it. So, yeah, we're going to be reviewing this comic. It was a really good comic. I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8.9, because there was no deaths, but it was also a very action-packed comic. I loved it, and I tried to stay away from spoilers for the past day, and I did, and I didn't see anything, so that's awesome. I unsubscribed from like all my reviewers and everything on YouTube just to make sure I didn't see anything. So yeah, we're going to get right into this, and if you haven't read this comic, go read it now. There was no deaths in it, but there's a possible death. Two possible deaths, and they're huge if they are true. And yeah, we're going to be getting into this now. Okay, so last issue ended off with Lucille dying, and Negan beat the crap out of Beta, and Dwight's army's like getting overwhelmed by walkers, and then Dwight puts on the mask. Remember that? That was pretty awesome. And Vincent tries to get back to Alexandria because he was recruiting saviors with Rick, and they didn't agree to it. Now, I didn't understand that first, but yeah, now I know. So Heath ends up saving Vincent on the way to Alexandria or something. Then we get this like zombie crowd, and like Michonne isn't with Heath right now, which is pretty cool. And Michonne just like appears in the zombie crowd as a Whisper with Dwight, and I thought that was so awesome, seeing like Michonne as a Whisper. Like, you can just see her like dreads coming out the back of her mask, and like she has her katana. She just starts like slicing zombies and Whispers everywhere. It's so awesome. So I think that's so cool. And then Beta's still like really resistant about people seeing his face. Now, I have no idea what's going on here, but I think we will definitely get to see his face by the end of the Whisper War, which will be pretty cool. And it might possibly be the cover of the next issue. I think it is. Yeah, well, one of the next issues, it has a guy, and it's either Eugene or Beta, but nobody really knows if it's Beta or not, because we haven't seen his face yet. We've got Andrea up in a lookout tower, and I thought this was interesting, because this is kind of like a callback to, like, March Tour, back in, like, before All Out War, when she was in the lookout tower, and she got beat the crap out of, and that was a really cool scene. But this is, like, a new scene. No, I think that was really cool, seeing that, just, like, kind of seeing that again. We see only a little bit of Rick this issue. Now, what was cool, we got a lot of talk with Dante and Maggie, because Dante has a crush on Maggie, obviously. And, yeah, he kind of, like, walks her out of the room and talks to her, and he says, like, why don't you like me? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. What's wrong with me? And she said, and this was so cool, and it's so cool how they do this sometimes with the TV show and the comic, how they kind of link it up almost. And, like, Robert Kirkman has definitely done that lately, like, breaking Lucille. Literally, as soon as Lucille comes into the TV show, he breaks in the comic. Or, we get Negan coming onto the good side of things when he's coming into the bad side of things on the TV show. You know what I mean? We get Negan's backstory when he comes on to TV. And it's just so cool. And now we're getting, like, talk about Glenn, when Glenn just died in the TV show. And I just can't wait to see the scene in the show with Lauren Cohan. If they go this far, if the show continues this far, which would be a really big stretch, like season 12 probably, But if they want to do that, I think that would be really cool. And I would love to see Lauren Cohan act out Maggie in this scene with Dante and whoever would play him. I just think this would be an awesome scene with her, like, referencing back to Glenn. She, like, says, I have a husband, Glenn. I'm not going to, like, forget him. It makes me happy when I think about him and stuff. Well, Carl walks out of the Barrington house and comes up to the wall, and there's a guy on the wall, and he says hi to him, and then a bunch of flaming arrows come flying in. One kills the guy on the top post, and he like falls off, and a bunch of whispers and zombies start eating him, and the walls start coming down in the hilltop. Carl also does this awesome dodge move with these arrows, which I have no idea how he did. I mean, there's like arrows surrounding him everywhere, and it's just like, he's just like, boom, and he was fine. So he did survive that. That was a little weird, but yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then Carl starts running and says, wake up, we're under attack. And I literally cannot wait to see this kind of stuff on TV show. Because, like, if they can adapt this and make this, like, a whole episode on the TV show, it would probably be, like, one of the best episodes. Like, the flaming arrows, that's such a new thing. We've never seen that in the TV show yet. And it just reminds me of Game of Thrones, some of these little panels and stuff. It's so awesome. Lydia and Maggie start running out of the house, and Dante starts running out of the house, and it looks like, what's her name? Tara, is it? And she's from the sanctuary, and she's like returning a horse to Heath. But let's talk about the hilltop right now. So the hilltop's falling down, and Dante's yelling. He's being all brave and being gallant, and trying to save Maggie and stuff, and Maggie's running out, and she's scared, and you see the whispers with fire arrows with the bows, and it's just so awesome. Like, there's this one scene right here, this one panel, where, like, all the arrows are coming in. It just reminds me of Blackwater so much on Game of Thrones. I'm sorry I'm referencing that so much, but it just reminds me some of this war. And they're using swords, it looks like. I didn't even notice that. It's just, like, it looks like history's almost repeating itself, if you think about it. Maggie's Yellington? What? Maggie's yelling, and she turns around and sees the Barrington house on fire. So, next issue, the cover is actually, I think it's next issue, the cover's actually the Barrington house burning, so we kind of had a hint to what this was going to actually do, but we never knew how it was going to happen or whatever. But yeah, the Barrington house is burning, and Herschel and Sophia is in that Barrington house. Now, Maggie starts running in, yelling Herschel, and Carl starts running after. Lydia's like, I can't fend for myself. She's outside. And a whisper comes up to her, and he comes up to her, and he says, she wanted to have you back where you belong, leave all this behind and come home. And Lydia says, this is my home. You should not have come here. You are all going to die. The time of the whispers is over. And then she just, boom. And like, this whisper's brain just get blown out. What? That's insane. So we know Lydia's very loyal to Carl now. Like, she's not going to betray him or anything. Like, she's definitely on the good guy team. Like, she's not betraying him. She's not going back to the Whispers. She is definitely on the good guy team, which is very relieving to know that, because she is now, and it's confirmed, and she's not going to betray Carl, which is awesome. Now, I absolutely love this issue with the action and everything. Now, do I think Sophia and Herschel's gonna die? I can do separate discussion videos on the comic. I just don't do them because the comics are so spaced apart. But yeah, do I think Herschel and Sophia are dead? I mean, they could kill off both characters, but I think it'd be a huge... I mean, that would be a humongous death, them two. Because, I mean, obviously both of them aren't even alive in the TV show right now. Herschel's just not even in the TV show yet. And Sophia's been dead for a long time. So if this did happen in the TV show, it'd probably happen with, like, Enid. And if Herschel was still put into the show, well, it would happen with Herschel. And we did actually... Did that confirm Herschel in the premiere of Season 7? Because it showed him in Glenn's arms, but it didn't confirm his name as Herschel. But it was still a kid there. So does that mean Maggie survives pregnancy, or is that, like... just a hint of, like, the future if Negan wasn't there? So, I don't know. But I still haven't read the letter hacks, so I can't really get any background information yet. I'm gonna read it soon. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be really cool for Maggie to think that Herschel and Sophia's dead, and, like, almost like Sophia, like, takes up for herself, and she takes Herschel and she gets out and she's heroic, and we don't even like, Maggie doesn't even know if they're alive for like a long time and like just thinks they're dead, and it will put like Maggie back through that depression phase, and maybe one time she'll come back to a family member and they'll actually be alive. So I think that'd be really cool if they did that. It'd be a really beautiful scene if we had that happen, and like almost like Carl take care of Maggie for a little bit, because we did see a little bit of emotional, memorable stuff in the premiere of season 7 with Carl and Maggie when she got up and he hugged her. That was kind of good with Chandler and Lauren Cohan. And Lauren is just an awesome actor, and I hope they don't kill her off from her comic character. I know they won't, because she's just got so much story left, and she's got so much left. And if they adapt to this, I just can't wait for this, guys. Like this, Lauren could nail this with her acting, and it's gonna be awesome if we ever get to the Whisper War and stuff. Now, we still haven't had a huge major character death. Now, you could say Gabriel was a huge character death, but we still haven't had like a humongous character death. Like All Out War, we didn't actually have too many huge character deaths. We had Denise, we had, what else? We had Spencer and March Tour, but that was an All Out War. We had a couple deaths, but we didn't have too many big losses. Now, I hope they really do kill off some big characters in this. Some people were theorizing maybe killing off Andrea at this point. I think that'd be kind of cool to have Rick lose her and it just be like, I don't know if what they're doing. I was talking to myself earlier. I talk to myself in my spare time. I don't know what they're doing with this. I don't know if they're gonna, like, next issue just kill off a bunch of characters in the next issue, but we've only got 2 issues left of the Whisper War, and they gotta kill off some more characters. So I don't know if they're waiting for like the end of the Whisper War and killing off a humongous character, or they're just gonna kill off a bunch of little characters in the next 2 issues. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to get the variant of this because at the end they connect into a big poster, and I really want that, and I don't want to miss it. And it's coming into my comic shop tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can catch it. So yeah, I'm not gonna update you guys on that. I'm just gonna get it, but. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was an awesome issue. I'm giving it an 8.9 because it was just amazing with the fire arrows and stuff. The comic is just so cool. I just love the comic because it's just so fast-paced and everything. And we're going to be getting into some cool story with the comic very soon, too. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like down below. What did you think of this issue? What was your rating of this issue if you read it? If you haven't read it, go read it. And if you have never read the comic book series and you're just watching this to watch it, go try reading it. I know a couple websites online that is free to read the comic book series. I read it online too, and then after I was done reading it online, getting caught up, I read it in like a month, and I got caught up, and now I'm starting to buy all the single issues now. So start doing that maybe, and you can really get some money off of these way later on if you do collect them and stuff. So I'm starting to collect them, and I will be collecting them every month, and just make sure to collect them if you are. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching again. Leave a like down below. And, I'll see you all later. Good